Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Mega love shout out all the subscribers and followers of this channel. And if you're new, one, subscribe. Two, like, like, share, share. Don't forget to ring the bell buttons for the next notification. Three, like, leave a comment, subscribe. Four, subscribe. All right. Our lesson for today is the introduction to the Cartesian plane. Okay, so we have here in geometry, get to the point. A very famous mathematician called René Descartes lay in bed one night. As he lay there, he looked up at the ceiling in his bedroom. He noticed a fly was asleep on a ceiling. Descartes, being a mathematician, wondered if he could figure out a way of stating where exactly the fly was on the ceiling. Obviously, it has to be a precise description, he thought. I can't really say to the left, or to the right, or in the middle. When Descartes looked up at his ceiling, this is what he saw. A fly resting there. He began to think about how he might be able to describe the exact position of the fly. Descartes decided that if he draw two lines at the right angle, like this, to each other, then he might be able to come up with a way of describing the exact position of the fly. How do you think this would have helped him? Okay, so here is the what do you call this one? The arrow. So we have here two lines. Okay, so this is the roof, for example. So it has a grid. Okay. Then he decided to give the horizontal number first. So we have the horizontal. So it started from 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Um, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So they call it x-axis. And the vertical, so it's from 0, where 0 of the vertical and the horizontal meet. No? Uh, to help, okay, so the vertical number is second. Okay, so we have here, we have 0 to 8 also. To help people remember this, he called the horizontal line x. Okay, so this one is the horizontal line. And the vertical line, they call it y. Because x comes before y in the alphabet. So in this diagram, the position of the fly can be found by moving. Okay, so the position of the fly can be moved by moving from here, no? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So here in the x-axis, no? And uh, so we have then 5 units up, no? 5 units up here, and the y-axis. So these are the known as x and y values and can be written as 4 and 5. So remember, x and y is always so x is always followed by y. Okay, so x values is the first and the second is the y values. Okay, next. He decided to give the horizontal number first and the vertical number second. Okay, so to help people remember this, he called the horizontal x and the vertical y. Okay, so that's it. No. This is how we do it. Now, in honor of Rene Descartes, the group showing the coordinates of fly known as the Cartesian plane. Okay, so always remember the first value is the x and the second value is the y. So there are some students interchange, no? So it should be the first value is x and the second value is y. It's according to the rule in the alphabet. Okay, next. Let's try this one. Okay, so we have the Cartesian plane. The look at where its fly is on the coordinate plane. Can you state where each one is and using the card coordinates? Okay, so for A, no, so for letter A we have here, of course, the X is 2, right? And our Y is 8. Okay, is here, no, so we have 8. Right? And for point B, so the ply B is in 6 and the Y is in 6 also. Okay? In the ply C is in 10 and it's in 4. Okay? The ply D can be found in 3 and also in third and the y-axis. Okay, in the fly E is in 1. Oh no, it's in 0. Fly is in 0 and 2. Okay, 2 is y, so that's why the fly is in the x-axis. And F, the fly F is in the origin, na, also with the F is also in the origin. That means your X and Y are 0, 0. And the G we have from, okay, so we have in, oh, the G is here. And so that means your X is 0 and your Y is 4. Okay. Now, which of the above coordinates did you find most difficult to describe? So it's actually it's difficult to describe if one is in the 0 and the other is in the x-axis. Actually, if you understand well, no, look at each of line coordinate. Then remember we write the x values first. So then the y coordinates. That means it's easy, no? Just follow the rules. Be careful when dealing with the questions E and F and G because, no, so why do we have this coordinate? So once you see that the first is in X, no, that means your X is 0 and your, yeah, like this in G, no? And for E, we have he is in the x-axis already, no? So it should be check for E, no? We have it should be from our 6, no? Our is 6 and the Y is 0. Should be like that. Okay? Right? Next. Okay, so we have also some negative coordinates. For the next part, we need to think back to when we did the number line, okay? So in your elementary, perhaps you have already encountered this. We call it a number line. Let's look like that. So keeping this in mind, what number do you think could go in the missing parts here? So if you have this missing parts, okay, so we have the 0, okay, the ordinate. Of course, we need to deal it with negative, no? So we can have -1 here, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So these are negative numbers, okay? And then down also we have -1, -2. Okay, it's difficult to write, but I hope you understand. These are all negative, okay? So here, this one is a -4, okay? no? And here it should be negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be negative 6 here. Yeah. So what numbers could be here? It's negative 6 and here is negative 4. Okay. Next. So the completed Cartesian plane. So fill in the numbers that could be go back on the x-axis. Remember, guys, your origin is always 0. Okay. So remember that this part here is also equal here. So this should be equals. So we have 1 and this one. That's why we have the use. We need to use the grid, no, or the graphing paper. That's it. So that's equivalent to 1 units of each. So your origin is 0. So all positive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the other side, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Okay. And on this here, so we have 1, 2, 3. No. Then at the bottom, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and negative 5. Okay. Do you understand? Now, if you are going to find the coordinates of, so remember in our first quadrant, we have the first, second, the third, and the fourth quadrant. So in the first quadrant, all the x and y are all positive. And in the second quadrant, the x is negative and the y is positive. In the third quadrant, all are negative. In the fourth quadrant, the x is positive and y is negative. Okay, this remember that. And if you are going to plot, for example, you're looking for 2 and negative 2. So it should be your plot here. Your point should be here. No? Okay. So make it right. Right? So find the coordinates of each fly. Okay, so it's easy to do this. Just like we did no, a while ago. Like for example, for fly A. Where can we find fly A? So it fly A. If you need to, of course, to accomplish this first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to write. If you want to copy, you can do it, and do it. You can post a video, and you can do it in your own. So that means your A is 4, your X is 4, and your Y is 1, 2, 3. So 3. That's like that. All right. So for questions and clarifications, just write it at your comment section. Remember, gratitude is the best attitude. Love you all. Bye bye.